A video you can walk around inside of. 4DV.ai is making it real at NAB 2026 with a rig of OBSBOT Tail 2 cameras.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Welcome here from NAB 2026. I'm here at the OBSBOT booth with Antoine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me again. Yeah.
Of course. And I'll also Jiaming here from 4DV.ai. Hi.
Hi. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
And we're actually showing an integration of your cameras here with the 4DV.ai technology. Just give me a quick introduction of why do we do this and what are you demonstrating?
Yeah, because we are still considering to explore the more possibilities of the videography and about the future. And now we find a new type of the future. It will be like the volumetric video. Yeah.
So volumetric video, I think very unusual. It's basically, imagine a video, you can walk around in the video. That's basically what it is, right? I think a lot of people already know the technology Gaussian Splatting, which is essentially capturing all sides of something and then being able to move around a photo, basically.
Yeah.
And now
Gaussian Splatting for static scenes, usually it's photo, everything is static. But what we are working on is something called 4D Gaussian Splatting, and it's a Gaussian Splatting that moves. So to put it in a more layman term, maybe we could just call it holograms. Like people have been thinking about holograms for decades, but now it starts to come to a reality.
So it's like the Star Trek holodeck,
Exactly.
Finally reality.
Yeah, for hologram, you need the content to be in 3D or 4D, and you need the display. And for now, the display is not what we focus on. We only focus on the content. Yeah. And for 4DJS, there are so many different approaches, and then there's just something special for to our approach. I think that's also part of the reason why OBSBOT's PTZ camera is very useful to us. For example, for the traditional approach, so people are usually doing 3D GS frame by frame, and that actually has a lot of issues. For example, there's a lot of flickering because none of the information is shared across time. And another part of this is since there are a lot of redundant information across time, and none of those splats are actually shared, and that's exactly what we are doing. So we are actually tracking the splats across time, so that it's a continuous representation, and it can support infinite slow motion, and it can support unsynchronized cameras. Actually, that's another benefit of using OBSBOT camera, and that gives a lot of flexibility in the capture side.
So you have the Tail 2 cameras because they have the movement of a PTZ camera and also the zoom ability?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, so this is another special approach we're taking. Because for 4D Gaussian Splatting, one of the benefits or one of the value we are adding to the field is that you can walk around inside it. Yeah, but when you walk around inside of it, you usually want to have a very high resolution detail on the face. Basically the part you'll be really interested in, and that comes our special capture software that can just detect where the subject is and then assign 3D bounding boxes, region of interest (ROIs), and then we will command all of those OBSBOT cameras because they're PTZ cameras. We can command all of them to or a group of them to point at these ROIs, so that for each shot we will do a different set of ROI, and that's actually how we benefit from this PTZ cameras.
So how do you deal with all that data? You showed me sometimes you use 300 cameras at the same time. So how does that work? It must be an immense amount of data.
Exactly, yeah. So each camera actually is not recording directly through the internet to one central machine. And this is actually the benefit of having such a mature and well-established camera model like OBSBOT. We store the camera footage inside the camera itself during the recording, and then after each shot, we could just pull the data from the internet.
You can't do a live stream of the...
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we are working on a 4D live stream pipeline right now, but not yet, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, so basically each of the camera captures its own 2D video, and then we will gather every video to our central server, and then this data will be uploaded to our data center, and that's where we're doing all of the processing. And what's interesting is after the processing, because our 4DJS pipeline has such a good compression algorithm, it can actually compress all of the source video. Think about it, 70 camera, each has 120 megabits per second. That's a lot of data. We can compress all of that information to somewhere around 30 to 60 megabits per second, which is totally streamable over the internet. So that's the benefit of our special continuous representation of our 4DJS. Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool that I see not so many cables here. I think one of the cool things about these cameras is that you just have one cable over Ethernet that gets power and data, right?
Exactly, or without cables. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
currently we're using the PoE part of the OBSBOT camera, so it can transfer both the data and the power simultaneously. And since we are in an exhibition, we need like infinite infinite battery from the switches. But if you're say like we are in the wild, like doing a quick mobile capture, we could just not use any of the wires. It just go do everything through Wi-Fi and the battery inside these cameras. And I mean that's part of the reason why we selected. It's probably the best PTZ cameras with battery and Wi-Fi and a very good image quality.
That's great for you guys because he has to buy 300 of them every time he needs a new setup, right?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely won't settle on 300. We definitely need much more. Yeah.
Awesome. So if people are interested in your technology, I mean, you know, like it's still a complex setup, of course. So are you still in a research phase, or you're actually shipping?
Yeah, this is way beyond research phase. So if you look at some of our demos, like we have done a lot of things, like from a small cat to like 13 people stage performance to like an entire real rocket launch. Yeah. So this is definitely beyond like research phase, and we are just ready to ship our products. Yeah.
So, and one use case, of course, is also VR, because that will actually mean that you can have moving image, walk around within that image. That's also something, I mean, I've used the Vision Pro a lot, and they have the Apple Immersive Video, mostly captured with the Blackmagic camera. But of course, it's always a bit strange because you can't actually move around it, right? So I mean, are you targeting studios that would put up like a whole huge amount of those cameras combined with your software in order to be able to capture stuff there?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many use cases for DJS, and one of them will be for VFX pipelines. Another major use case will be for XR, immersive content. So maybe let's start with the VFX pipeline. So since we can move our camera around in a 4DJS scene, we can just just make almost impossible camera moves with a virtual camera. And that's we have a lot of demos to show that. Yeah. And for example, the iPhone 17 review video we done with MediaStorm. You can just look at this. It's an impossible camera move. That's just impossible to shoot with a traditional approach. Yeah. So other than that, because 4DJS is a true 3D asset, it can be integrated seamlessly into a 3D background. So you don't limit yourself just to like a 3DJS background or like a mesh-based background. It can be all rendered together through ray tracing. So everything just comes together very naturally. Yeah. So that's the use case for VFX. So we have like perfect depth information, optical flow information, and a very nice alpha matte. Actually, like I think this is one of our very high quality alpha matte. Like, it will be a very nice replacement or alternative for virtual production, because you don't have to use a very large LED volume or green screen. You can just every shot you shoot with 4DJS rig will be a green screen shot. Yeah. So that's the application for VFX. Other than VFX, just like you talk about, volumetric video or like immersive content. So previously, all of the like immersive videos are like, we call it 3D freedom, which means that you can just move your head around, but again, you can't actually walk inside of it. Yeah. And that comes like the dream of holograms. Yeah, that's where we started. And so paired with a true 3D display, something like a MetaQuest 3 or Apple Vision Pro, you can actually step into that part of content, and you can walk around it. You can touch with it and interact with it. You can change the scale, like you can be a giant or like be a very tiny character on top of the table. So there are infinite possibility for like immersive content creating, immersive storytelling, and that's actually the future that we are very excited about.
Who are your typical clients? Who are you looking for to sell your solution to?
I mean, a lot of people. So, for example, like, I'm probably not able to tell like who our current client is, but yeah.
Just the range, you know,
like film production studios out there and streaming platform, and also like the companies who sells XR devices. All of them, yeah. So all of them, I see this is actually the future of media. So this is a inevitable step of how video evolve. So we start from 2K, like 4K, 6K, 8K, and then we are adding a new entire dimension into the video. Yeah, that's 4D video. Yeah.
Awesome. So you have somebody who will buy a lot of cameras in the future, I think.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we are looking forward to. Yeah, that's the reason we collaborate with the 4DV.
Yeah, actually, I think our collaboration with OBSBOT goes deeper even than that. So we are actually like collaborating and making the perfect camera rig for volumetric capture, for 4D capture, and that's the direction we are heading.
Awesome, guys. I look forward to actually experiencing this. Since I was a teenager, I want to have a holodeck like in Star Trek. So make it happen, please.
Absolutely.
The next step will be I just need to be able to touch things as well, right?
I mean, that depends on somebody else. Yeah.
That's somebody else. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your time. And thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned to CineD for a lot more from NAB 2026. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, gentlemen.